Every morning, millions of people wake up. They work hard. They go to sleep exhausted. And somehow, nothing changes. It's not because they're lazy. It's because their life is stuck in a reset loop. Today, you'll learn why effort without structure never compounds, and how systems quietly decide our outcomes. This is not a motivation video. This is not about hustle culture. And this is certainly not financial advice. This is an educational breakdown of how systems, not just raw effort, shape long-term results. Welcome to Integralis University. By the end of this video, you'll understand a few critical ideas. Why your hard work often feels like it resets to zero every single day. Why some people's progress compounds so quietly it's almost invisible at first. And you'll see the invisible structure that controls most lives. So, listen carefully. This information will change how you see effort forever. A reset loop looks incredibly productive from the outside. You wake up, you go to work, you complete your tasks, you feel a sense of accomplishment. But tomorrow, you start from zero again. There's no accumulation. There's no leverage built from yesterday's work. There is no carryover. Think of it like running on a treadmill. You can run a full marathon, sweat, and push yourself to the limit. But when you step off, you're in the exact same spot you started. That's the core of a reset loop. Effort without structure resets. So why does this feel so much like progress? Hard work is rewarding because it creates movement. It fills our day. It produces tangible outputs. And it makes us feel busy and important. But movement is not the same as direction. And being busy is not the same as building momentum. Activity is not accumulation. Without a system in place, your effort primarily burns energy. It doesn't store value. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. You can pour water in all day long, and the bucket will never get full. The effort is real, but the result is temporary. What, then, is a system? Let's define it clearly and simply. A system is any process or structure that does three things. It repeats its function without requiring your full, conscious effort every single time. It preserves the results of past work, and it compounds those results over time. Systems don't work harder. They work again and again, automatically. Think about this. Writing down notes for a test is an act of effort, but building a framework for how you study, a method you can apply to any subject, that's a system. Working hard every day is effort. Creating a documented process that someone else could follow, or that you could execute faster next time, that's a system. The first approach saves the information for one test. The second saves the effort for all future tests. One stores data, the other stores the outcome. Let's look at a real-life example to make this concrete. Imagine two people, both starting new jobs. They work equally hard, putting in the same hours with the same level of dedication. The first person focuses on improving their skills randomly. They learn what's needed for the task at hand, tackle problems as they come, and move on. The second person, while also working hard, spends a small fraction of their time building a repeatable process for their core tasks. They create templates, document solutions to common problems, and build a personal knowledge base. After 1 year, the difference between them is small, almost negligible. After 5 years, the gap is still hard to see from the outside. The second person might seem a little more efficient, a little less stressed, but their success isn't dramatic. But after 10 years, the gap looks like a massive difference in talent. The second person is now a leader, an expert, someone who seems to get twice as much done with half the effort. It wasn't talent, it was structure. Systems hide their value early on. The results only reveal themselves later. This leads to a fascinating question. Why don't schools teach this? The educational system, for the most part, is designed to reward effort and obedience. You're graded on completing assignments, on showing up, on following instructions. Systems, on the other hand, reward structure and leverage. They reward finding a better, more efficient way to achieve an outcome, even if it requires less visible work. One framework prepares you to be a reliable worker within a pre-existing structure. The other prepares you to create the structures themselves. This isn't a criticism. It's not good or bad. It's just an operational reality that is rarely explained. Now, take a moment and ask yourself this one simple question. If you stopped working tomorrow, completely, what would continue to function or grow without your direct input? Pause and really think about it. That answer reveals everything. It shows you where you have systems and where you are simply trapped in a loop of manual effort. So, how does true compounding actually begin? It doesn't start with a sudden burst of more effort or motivation. That's a common misconception. Compounding starts with a clear structure. It starts with a repeatable action, and it starts with a mechanism for storing outcomes. A small, well-designed system will always beat a large, unstructured amount of motivation over the long term. Remember, the goal is not to work harder, but to make your effort accumulate. The rule is simple: structure first, effort second. Let's re-examine our two workers after a decade. The first person, the one focused on pure effort, is still running on the treadmill. They're likely very good at their job, but their value is tied directly to the hours they put in. If they get sick or take a vacation, their progress stops. Their income is a direct trade for their time. The second person, the system builder, has created assets. Their documented processes have become the team's standard operating procedures. Their knowledge base is the go-to resource for new hires. They've built leverage. They are no longer just trading time for money. They are being rewarded for the value their systems create, even when they aren't actively working. Their progress has compounded. They didn't just get a raise. They created a new tier of value. Think about other domains. A content creator who posts daily without a strategy is in a reset loop. A creator who builds a brand, an email list, and a content system is compounding their audience. A freelancer who completes one-off projects is resetting. A freelancer who productizes their service into a repeatable package with clear processes is building a scalable system. The pattern is the same everywhere. The absence of a system guarantees that your effort will have a half-life, decaying over time. The presence of a system ensures your effort has a compounding effect, growing over time. Hard work is respected. It is noble and necessary, but systems are what decide outcomes. Most people who feel stuck are not failing because of a lack of effort. They are not lazy. They are simply resetting their progress every day. The moment you begin to build structure, the moment you shift your focus from simply doing the work to building a system for the work, that is the moment your effort finally begins to compound. This is Integralis University. Our focus is education on systems, time, and thinking. Thank you for watching. Are you resetting or are you compounding?